Tonight I'm going to be reviewing my favorite pipe tobacco from thepipenook.com. It's a Virginia-based flake. You're going to love it. Stay tuned. Just a quick note that all orders from thepipenook.com, when you use the code SULTAN, SULTAN, you'll get free shipping on all orders $50 and up. That is a great deal. No one else is doing that. Use the code SULTAN at thepipenook.com for free shipping, $50 and up. Well, here it is. It's my favorite. It's called Brunello Flake. It's a Virginia-based flake, a 100-gram tin. It's Virginia mixed with a little bit of Macedonian leaf to give it just a little bite, the slightest little bite. It's more of a condiment. It would be like just putting a squirt of ketchup or steak sauce on your burger or steak, just to give it just a little tiny bit of a flavor, but not overpower it. So you're still getting the beautiful, floral, fruity Virginias, but yet just a little tiny bit of spice with the Macedonian leaf. Let's take a look at it. Brunello Flake, it's by Savinelli, an Italian brand, of course. Take that off. It's packaged nicely, not unlike many other flakes. These are the only flakes that I like in my life, tobacco flakes. All the others can take a hike. All right, let's just get a quick smell. Again, not to wear out these phrases. Fresh cut hay. Walking into a flower shop. Driving in Lancaster County on the day that they're cutting grass and hay. It's very sweet, and it does have that raisin bread thing that typical Virginia flakes have. Magnificent. Moisture content, it's moist, but not wet. Let's just take it out of there real quick. These are wider flakes. It's a 100-gram tin. Let's just take a look at that. Here you go. Can you see that? It's a bit bigger of a flake than most, wider I should say. And one of these will fill up a larger pipe, or you might be able to get 2 bowls out of it. You can see some of the darker Macedonian leaf in there, but it just smells absolutely beautiful. Never ever downplay or underestimate the joy that comes from that initial tin note. It's beautiful. It is a multi-sensory experience, even though some people like to break my chops for saying that. Let's pack it up. So far, out of all the tobaccos that I have reviewed from thepipenook.com, Brunello Flake is one of my favorites. I would say right up there with it is Morley's Best, which I believe was one of the first ones that I've done. So let's fire this up. We're going to pack a pipe, and I'm going to pack it in a Missouri Pride cob. And you can also get these at thepipenook.com. Remember that orders of $50 and up, if you use the coupon code SULTAN, you'll get free shipping. That is a great deal. Let's take a look at what a rubbed out flake looks like. Here, and I don't want it to fall off the Cadillac cutting board. Here's the flake. Here it is rubbed out. And by rubbed out, now I'm not educating the long-term pipe smokers on this. You guys know this. I have a lot of people following me who've never smoked a pipe before and have never watched anyone smoke a pipe. So this is for the newbies. Basically, you would take the flake, put it in your hand, and I already rubbed one out. And I know there's probably people watching this going, snickering and saying, rubbed one out. Okay, Beavis and Butthead. So you put it in your hand and you just go like this over a cutting board or a plate, and then it falls apart and crumbles onto the plate. And then what you end up with is this, kind of a crumbled, it's a little bit drier, obviously. Some of the moisture has left it. It feels drier. It's not as moist. So let's pack a pipe right now. And like I said, you can get these Missouri Prides, I don't know, they're probably $5 to $7, I'm guessing. He also sells Savinelli. I tend to like to, with Italian pipe tobaccos, I tend to like to smoke them in an Italian pipe. With my Irish tobaccos, I smoke them in an Irish pipe. I don't know why, that's just my little thing. And then, of course, when you have a cob, you smoke anything in a cob. And I do have certain cobs that are dedicated to certain things. Like, for instance, my Country Gentleman, which you can also get at thepipenook.com. My Country Gentleman, this is nothing but English blends in here. This is from Don Juan the Piper. I've dedicated this to Carter Hall. What else do we have here? I have a whole bunch. This is a Little Devil. You can also get that at thepipenook.com. I've dedicated this to just cherry blends because I don't want ghosting to happen. This is from JWK 2366, John Keller. You saw me do a review on this pipe. It's magnificent. But I dedicate certain blends to certain pipes, so there's no ghosting. And that's just a term for the taste and smell of one tobacco kind of carries over to the next, so you really can't get a full feel. In this particular Missouri Pride cob, I've dedicated it just to Virginia blends, so I'm not getting like an aftertaste or after smell of cherry or an English blend. So let's fire this bad boy up. They call that the charring lighter, the false lighter, whatever you want to call it. The first light. Call it whatever you want. I'm not a purist in that way. Boy, this is really nice. Now, if you remember from one of the other videos that I did, I think it was for the Cornell and Deal White Lightning that I also got from thepipenook.com. If you puff on a pipe too fast, too hard, you make that glow red and really hot, and it distorts the flavor. When you sip on it, a lot of times you'll find that sweet spot when you sip on it. Now watch. And unlike cigarette smokers that like inhale, like they're sucking a thick milkshake through a straw, and then they blow it away from them, when I puff on a pipe, that smoke just comes into my mouth, and then I just open my mouth up, and I'm not blowing the smoke away from me. I'm allowing it to kind of come up so I can smell it. So I'm getting several different notes. Now notice I'm not blowing it out. Watch, I'll show you exactly. This is how you enjoy it. I'm already getting that sweet spot. And a lot of times it takes years to actually learn how to do this. And then once you get it down, it just adds to the hobby. Okay, now that I got the ember going a little bit. Now, without the beard, when I had the big beard, you couldn't see my cheeks. I'm not like, doing that to it. So you can just barely see the contour of my face changing. So it's a very, very light pulling in of the smoke. So like I said, what you're not doing is drawing a thick milkshake through a straw. You're not doing that, okay? But you want to get the ember going. Now watch the ember. You can see the ember glow as I'm like puffing on it. Watch. See that? Now, watch what I do after I bring the smoke in. I'm not pushing it out. I'm just kind of letting it kind of escape, and then I get like a light little whiff from it. Beautiful. Wow. That was perfect. Now, I'll just sit back in my chair and just relax. Now, what I'm getting is a typical fruity Virginia flavor. I'm tasting the flavor. I'm smelling it. And then also, too, it kind of lightens up as the smoke spreads throughout. I'm not inhaling it into my lungs. Beautiful. Oh, it's magnificent. Try it. Brunello Flake. I'll put all the information in the link down below. I really think you're going to like it. It's not a super rich, thick white smoke. It's very, I would call it sweet and savory. It has both elements in it. But not sweet as in an aromatic, like a cherry or vanilla or these butternut burleys and Lane 1Q and that kind of thing. It's a manly man smoke. My testosterone level just went up 10 points just by puffing on this. Now, I'm going to do something. I want to just crack open a small beer, one of those little dogs. Just a little Heineken. I've never tried this with, I've had it with coffee and I've had it with tea, but I've never tried it while sipping on a beer. So let me just kind of, and believe it or not, pipes, just like all things that are worth savoring, are really good when they're paired properly. I smoked a pipe for many years before I figured out that coffee was a great pairing with pipes. I never knew that. I saw on the forums that people would have a cup of coffee with it. So here's to you. Little mini Heineken. Heineken reminds me of when I was 16 years old and getting into clubs because I had a mustache. I had a mustache at about 15, and we didn't have picture licenses as ID. It was just like a printed piece of paper. Ah, very good, very good. Now, let's just see a Virginia with a beer product. nice. Very, very nice. Well, thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Brunello Flake at thepipenook.com. You'll get free shipping if you order $50 or more using the coupon code SULTAN, SULTAN. Very nice. So far, my favorite flake. I think it's my favorite flake of all time. Of all the Virginia flake tobaccos that I've tried, and I've tried most of them, this is absolutely magnificent. I think you're going to like it. Give it a shot. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. thepipenook.com.